Hey there, my friend. Welcome back to another lesson. In this one, I'm going to be showing you sales page secrets, and behind the curtain of how I think about walking people through sales pages, whether it be for our agency clients or my actual, what I'm going to be walking you through actually is the sales page for the Viral Purpose Accelerator course itself. So without further ado, I'm going to drop it down. There's a beautiful background there. So here I am inside of the sales funnel, ClickFunnels sales funnel, behind the scenes in my ClickFunnels account. And so here you can see the steps. You have your order form where people land on after they hit the Viral Purpose Masterclass 3-video series. Check out that email lead magnet training if you haven't already, so you'll understand where we are in the process. But before I dive into any of that, I'm going to show you this right here, which is the ladder of intimacy, otherwise known as the value ladder. A good friend of mine actually just recently taught me the concept of ladder of intimacy because it just more relates to what actually happens between human beings when someone's going through an online journey with a brand online. And so instead of treating people as transactions of value, think of them as human beings transacting intimacy, which is actually what happens in real life. So just a little more human way to phrase the same exact thing. So in case you're confused about the languaging, now you're not. So early on, we have awareness, which is just the first way somebody becomes aware of you. This is check out the value ladders and upsells video if you don't have total clarity on what this is here. But so my awareness step is spoken word poetry videos, inspirational speeches, organic posts. That all happens on the video view level. And so that's typically run through my Facebook business page. I do also do some shares for organic viral video views through an influencer network. And people also randomly find me through Instagram and things like that. But for the most part, these are the three ways. So it's poetry, video, view ads, I should say. Okay. And so when they get curious enough about me or are hit with a retargeting ad, they land on the Viral Purpose Masterclass, a 3-video series, which is a email lead magnet. So video 1, video 2, video 3, and then they're getting the autoresponder sequence sent to them on the back end. And this might have been you. I'm sure it was you that went through this process, and now you're kind of seeing pulled behind the curtain of what happened. And so here we are on the Viral Purpose Accelerator sales page. So we're going to be focusing on this, and I'm just going to zoom in and double click on this process to see how you go from somebody being a lean in to a yes to a purchase. And I'm going to show you what this means as well, the $497 free offer. So going in here to ClickFunnels, we have our order form, which is really the only, well, I shouldn't say the only, but the primary area we're going to be focusing on right now. So we're here in the Viral Purpose Accelerator. Watch the sales video mastery.
My name is Joe McVean.
To understand how I flow through this process of this 21-minute video here. But you can see I'm just going to go over it all through, and then I'm going to go back step by step. So we have the headline, subheadline, and then a link, which is a parallax scroll down to the bottom, meaning if I click it, it just scrolls all the way to the bottom. I'm going to click and drag back up to the top. Anything that's an orange button all the way to the bottom is going to parallax scroll to that spot. And I'll show you how that works. So how do you choose the right digital marketing strategy to launch your purpose while following your highest excitement? So here I have a sales video, a parallax scroll option if they're a hell yes right after the video. And I'm going to go into the weeds on the details here because this doesn't actually pop up right away. So I want people to watch the video or read more before they click and see down below. The reason being, for the same reason that when you're on a sales conversation, you don't immediately tell somebody the price of something. Unless they straight up ask you, you could tell them, but it's not customary to say, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Joe. I charge $10,000 for a 3-month program, such and such, whatever, or $100,000 for a year, whatever your prices are. And so for the same reason, I don't want them clicking all the way down and just checking the price. So I have that pop up a little bit later, and I'm going to show you all the technicals behind the scenes of this. I'm just going to go through a front pass. So this is a sales letter. How do you choose the right digital marketing strategy to launch your purpose while following your highest excitement? So this is kind of like the big idea. This is like what my ideal clients are most interested in answering. It's the question they're most interested in answering in their mind or on their heart. So then I go into let me know if this sounds familiar. I'm going to dive into the details on that later. But that's a sales letter. All the way down. Cool. Let your purpose go viral. That's the theme that my whole brand centers around. So that's kind of where I share that there. So here we have what's called a stack. So Viral Purpose Accelerator, I like to put the trademark there just because it, it's my thing. I invented it. It came out of my heart. So within this 4-week virtual program, letting them know how long the program is, you will learn to, and then just say all of the things that they're going to learn, right? The reason I'm doing this is because just a course, doesn't have as much perceived value as a solution to all of these separate problems. So I'm breaking them apart and explaining step by step all of the value that they're going to get out of this. Plus receive these special bonuses, which are bonuses that happen in addition. Not typically, but a lot of the times people buy a thing just for the bonuses and not so much for the course itself. So that's an interesting, for like what's the content in the course itself. So that's an interesting kind of phenomenon there. Again, I'm going to go through in detail of all of this stuff, but I'm clearly identifying who this is for, so there's no question. I'm clearly identifying what it is, and notice how I'm periodically, every section, I'm changing colors. So white in the background with dark letters, red, deep red, which is my brand color, if you haven't noticed, in the background with the white letters, and then white with dark, red with white. I made these mock-up images. I'm going to show you how to do those as well. Just with PowerPoint, really just getting an image off of Google and using PowerPoint. So how long is it? There's just typical questions. It's almost like frequently asked questions here that I'm answering. And so then I go into a breakdown of the entire course curriculum, course content. And then I tell them that this is the lesson length. And so if you're selling a video program, this is really important because they want to know all the details about step-by-step what's in there. And this helps them to see like, oh, shit, there's actually a lot of value. Like I could really learn a lot from this program and be in here soaking up a lot of good stuff. And again, I'm going to go into detail. Then I have about the instructors. So here's about me, obviously a little bit of my bio. Garrett is one of the instructors, Marta is one of the instructors, Sammy's one of the instructors, and Gloria has an expert interview as well. So now I still have any questions. We're happy to help. Send your question in an email to support@joemcbean.com. If somebody's on here and they're like, I really want to, purchase and invest in the program because I feel like getting the transformation, but I just don't know if it has such and such thing. I like to have an option for them to just shoot me a direct email. It's really my support team, but shoot us a direct email so that we can handle that, and then also make the sales page better so that nobody has that question in the future. Because if one person has a question, you better believe that other people will too. And so that's something I highly recommend. Then we have another section here with a little sharp corners and shadow in the background. So there's the logo that I actually created myself just in PowerPoint. You don't have to go too crazy with Fiverr unless you want to. If you find a really good designer on Fiverr, you can have them do it as well. But I mean, I made that PowerPoint and I think it's really good. So you're getting lifetime access to the program, and I constantly update it. This is actually the second or third go around of this sales page video that I'm making right now, just because I believe in constantly making my stuff amazing. So yeah, here we go. I'll go into the details on the order form later, but here's repeating the stack and then going into the billing information. This is automatic through ClickFunnels. And order summary. This is actually where there's a promo code. If you enter the discount code that I have there, you get a little bit of a discount, and I'll show you that discount and where I put it in the funnel in a moment. But yeah, so you complete the order. This is a really important piece for sales pages in general. When anybody's buying a product, they want to know that there's a ton of value there, and it's not that hard to get a risk-free money-back guarantee. A lot of people don't end up actually using it. If they do, of course, you honor it, but it's good to have it there just for peace of mind. Somebody taught me once that when you have one of these money-back guarantees, it puts people over the edge, overcoming the barrier, the hurdle of separating from their money, more so than it does allow people who actually wanted to ever use this fallback option of getting their money back to get their money back. So by that I mean you make more sales than you lose by adding a money back guarantee. So if you're on the fence about that, I highly recommend you put it in, or you have your sales team, your marketing team put it in, or whatever your setup is, your tech guy. I like having 30 days of implementation. So there's languaging that I did think through here. We've got you back in case your experience isn't what you hoped it would be. So complete all modules and participate in the weekly coaching calls. And if you still aren't satisfied after 30 days of implementation, Send us an email explaining why. Our team will process your refund and also make sure that we improve the course in that area for future customers. You'll keep all of the templates and materials in the program as our personal gift to you. So the reason this is important is because we want to make sure that we're portraying the truth, which is that we're committed to quality in everything that we create. So, we'll process your refund, no problem, but then make sure we improve the course in that area. So that I just want to embody that and share that with everybody watching. Excuse me, there's Mexico traffic. But also, like I said before, just make sure that they feel at ease knowing that they can get a refund. So here I have my testimonials. There's Lisa. There's Max. There's Austin. There's Paula. Juan, Anthony. There's all the people that I've worked with in the past, helped them grow their businesses, and clarify their purpose and remove blockages. And there's more. I actually haven't put them on there yet, but at some point, people get the idea. So that there's something behind the program that isn't just hype. So that is a big overview. I want to show you that is just the order form. And we're also going to go to upsells and a strategy session upsell. And then we're going to confirm the order and all of these other steps. I'm going to show you those in a moment. But let's dive into this copy right here, this sales letter copy. So if you're following exactly the template, I'm assuming that you're using ClickFunnels to follow the exact template that I got here for you. And if you are, then I'm just going to just walk you through. Actually, first, let's go to the headline. I'm just going to walk you through how to think about each one of these and how you can make it your own. Okay, so if you're using a different platform and a totally different theme for your sales page, some of this might still be valuable to you, but my intent and my focus is to just make sure that I'm delivering clarity on how to repurpose this. So that being said, I'll move straight in. Headline. First thing, this is the first thing that anybody will see on your sales page. So how inspiration marketing can grow your purpose-driven brand into a profitable online business and launch it to millions. So the reason I thought through that, the reason I arrived at that is I wanted to make it seem different. So there's a lot of other digital marketing teachers out there. How does mine differ? Well, the answer is my brand speaks to people who are following their heart and following their purpose and really value being truthful and honest and vulnerable and authentic. And they're typically on a spiritual journey. And so the word inspiration is something that really matters to them. And inspiration marketing is kind of the philosophy that I teach of inspiring at the top of the funnel and then just retargeting with a really valuable thing instead of what I call manipulation marketing, which is just kind of being transactional in every occurrence that you have or every interaction that you have with your ideal client. And by transactional, I mean just meet them at the level of wanting to solve a transactional problem instead of meeting them at the level of like lighting their heart up on fire with why you do what you do. So there's actually a really big, it's a very small semantic shift on the level of just explaining it, but a very big feeling shift on the level of actually delivering it. And the reason that I do that is because I've always said, and I believe and will always say, that trust is the most valuable currency on the internet. And so anything you could do to build trust and show your heart and like let your authenticity fly and not hide anything from anybody at the top of the funnel, you do a lot of things. You increase your conversions because people are more interested. You make sure that you hone in on your ideal client almost self-selectingly. So like your Facebook pixel data actually starts to self-select and show you who are your like mind, body, spirit, heart-centered clients, meaning they're going to like do anything it takes to stay with your brand. So that's two things. You create more retention with clients. When they do end up becoming customers, they're doing it because they like really deeply resonate and they're not just using you for a transactional value thing. So that's 3. What else do? Of course, you save money on ads because your ads are more effective if they're more inspirational and your copy's good. There's a lot of things. You reduce refunds. I think I already said that already. But when times get tough, you're not the first service they cancel. Like all sorts of stuff like that because you're leading with your art. Or your heart, either way. And that's obviously the tenet that I preach. So I'm speaking to my ideal client with every word here and all through the sales page, which is super important for you to consider as well. So how this thing, which is different in this way, because inspiration marketing can grow your purpose-driven brand. So I'm speaking to purpose-driven entrepreneurs now who identify with themselves that way. into a profitable online business and launch it to millions. So I'm sharing the outcome, profitable online business, and then like the big dream, like launch your message to millions of people and let your purpose go viral. And that's exactly what this whole course does. All the pieces of this course definitely help you to do that. So here is a really important idea, which is the subheadline speaking to the so that they can, right? So there's two different ways to do this. A lot of people put subheadlines here that are without ... that say like how to blank, in such and such amount of time. So for example, something might be like how to launch your first webinar in less than 30 days, launch your first profitable webinar in less than 30 days. And then down here, they'll have like without wasting a bunch of time on technology, wasting blah, blah, blah. Basically saying you're not going to get the negative, you're just going to get the positive, which is good. I personally don't resonate with that because I feel like it's important. At the very top, I'm all about leading with inspiration. So at the top, I want them to be totally lit up, and I don't want them running from downside right at the beginning. It's a psychological shift. So I have a so that you can. This is essentially if I solved this problem, turned a purpose-driven brand into a profitable online business, and it was launched publicly to millions, that right there is not actually the outcome that my ideal client wants. What my ideal client really wants is to reclaim their free time with a scalable online business to massively maximize their passive income so that they can, maximize their free time and kind of work on bigger and bigger projects and leverage their time. And I said leverage your time 3 times. And have geographic and financial freedom and all that stuff. Up-level your impact from anywhere in the world. So impact is something that really matters to my ideal customers. And also doing it from anywhere in the world because they have freedom is super, super important. So that's how I would think through yours. I would start with a how word, and I would explain the value that they're going to get out of whatever it is that you're selling, so that they can keep in mind the outcome after they get the thing. So one more example is, let's say you've got a classic example, fitness program. So how to stay fit while you travel, using only your body weight. Maybe that's a how-to line. And then so that you can feel energized, powerful, healthy, and strong while you travel the world. If you have a fitness program, actually, it's not a bad headline that I've got for the course that I'm working with a friend of mine on launching. She's a fitness instructor, and she is launching a course that does just that because there's a lot of people that travel a lot, like millennials that travel a lot, digital nomads and van life folks that don't have a lot of like dumbbells and kettlebells and everything that they want to always put in their suitcases, but they want to stay fit, And so she's my coach, and she's really, really awesome at it. But anyways, I digress. Whew. Okay, how do you choose the right digital marketing strategy to launch your purpose while following your highest excitement? So here, I'm answering the biggest question. So right now, up here, it's like this is the outcome, and then you're selling them the dream. Like this is what happens if they really, really nail this, right? But then that leaves them with the next question. So if they're sold on the dream, then what's the next question? The next question is like, okay, but what is the right digital marketing strategy to launch my purpose? And I don't want to do it by doing a bunch of shit that I hate, right? So how do you choose the right digital marketing strategy to launch your purpose while following your highest excitement? So again, using the fitness analogy. So like going back down, like how do you, let's say, choose the right workout plans and fitness routines, meal plans and fitness routines to get in the best shape of your life while following your dreams and traveling the world? That would be a great question right here. So then you flow into this. Let me know if this sounds familiar. What I'm doing here is siding with the person reading the story. So let me know if this sounds familiar. I'm basically letting them know that I fully understand where they're coming from. So as an entrepreneur, you're so committed to following your dreams that the thought of a 9-to-5 job sounds like prison to you. So I'm speaking to entrepreneurs who are deep into the journey. They're not like on day one of launching. They're not like just like trying to believe in their dreams. I definitely serve those people at the top of the funnel with my inspirational videos and poetry and everything like that, but they're not my customers of this course. Other courses and programs and membership groups that I may create, they're more than welcome to join. But this course is specifically for entrepreneurs. So again, I'm always speaking directly to my ideal client. You want to keep that in mind as well. You're not talking to everybody. You're talking to just your ideal client. So always keep that in mind. You got into business to run today primarily because you felt a calling to follow your purpose. And even though your ultimate vision is huge, as it should be, you've come a long way, established a network you're proud of, and have provided some amazing results for your clients you've served thus far. So I'm building them up right here. Like, you felt a calling to follow your purpose, so you're all vision, and you have a huge vision, and I'm congratulating it for it. I'm also acknowledging that they've come a long way, established a network they're proud of, and have provided some amazing results for clients they've served thus far. You've established an income that sustains you. And now the big problem that this course solves. You're stuck in the services trap where you get to choose only two of the following: attract new clients, serve the clients you already have, or have a fulfilling personal life. So there's this trap that people get into where it's like they don't have passive income coming from programs or leveraged membership groups or anything like that. And so they end up in this trap. And so deeper explaining them. So let me back up. Here you side with, step one, side with your ideal customer, right? Then very clearly transition into the problem. For me, it's the services trap. Maybe for the fitness instructor, I'll just keep using that. Maybe for the fitness instructor, there's just one big problem. You're constantly in a new location and you don't want to sign up for a new gym membership or pay $30 per drop-in every time you're at a new place. And you're definitely not going to pay $40 per plane flight to check an extra bag for equipment. So what do you do without a gym when you're traveling, right? Maybe that's the problem. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going deeper into the solution they've already tried to solve it. This is very important. So I clearly explain the problem, and then I go deeper into the solution they've already tried to solve it. Watching inspiring videos and other personal brands online, dreaming of one day reaching that kind of audience, but I have no idea how to start. So now I go deeper into explaining the problem, chasing what I call the digital dream. And by the way, give yourself time. This took me 2 or 3 days to write this because there's a lot of thought that goes into all these words. So I don't want you to think that this is like an instantaneous process of writing a sales letter like this. The digital dream is if I could just somehow get more eyeballs on my brand, I'd make tons more money and my problems would go away, which I get a lot. I mean, people think that a lot, but it's just not true because you got to have good mechanics. So in pursuit of the digital dream, these are even deeper. All of the things that they've been trying to solve their problem. This is what you need to do as well with yours. List out a list of all the things they've been trying to do to solve the problem that have not gotten them the result thus far. Or they've considered doing to just assure them that it's not going to get the result thus far. There's a little bit of strategy to this because you're positioning your offer as the thing that will help them get the best strategy, get the best result for what they're seeking. In my case, leveraging a information product to serve millions of people and up-level their brand. Awesome. So now I'm explaining why the above don't work. All of the above lead to wasting either hundreds of hours or thousands of dollars, or worse, lead to doubting that you have what it takes to realize your dream to impact potentially millions of people around the world with your purpose. Due to your lack of traction online, have you ever thought to yourself, boom. So now I'm speaking to the deep fear that is in, I'm speaking to the deep fear that people have. They barely not tell anybody. I didn't say that in English. They barely ever tell anybody. What if I'm really not good, smart, talented, driven, funded enough to live my dreams? That's valid. Like, that's a fear that people have. Thinking that maybe this isn't for them. Maybe they're not good enough. Everybody thinks they're not good enough sometimes. Shit, I do it all the time. But you move through it, right? So the truth is, I know I have. And then I start telling my story. My name is Joe McVean, and go back to a time in your story. This is like a whole separate video I could do just on how to tell your story. Well, actually, I did on storytelling. But I know people who do entire 8-week courses just telling their story. In fact, if you really, really need help with that, reach out to somebody on Facebook called Prema, Prema Gaia. Prema Gaia. She's a master at helping people tell their story. Specifically, she does a really good job with women because women have a very unique challenge of fear of being too much. A friend of mine is a coach, and he taught me that men have a fear of being not enough, whereas women have a fear of being too much. And so when boldly expressing your story, there's kind of like different angles of the inner work problem that's happening. For me, it was like, oh, my story's not good enough, and kind of overcompensating in some parts of it because I truly didn't feel worthy of it, of getting attention to my story, didn't feel like I was enough. Whereas other women can commonly feel like they have to trim a ton out of their story because they don't want to be too much or ruffle too many feathers or hurt somebody's feelings. So anyways, reach out to Prema if you have any questions at all. But if reverse engineering is your thing, then by all means, this is like one of maybe 11 different ways that I've written my story. There's also the story that I have here, which is my full story, I'd call it. This is a Shopify site, and I have a little blurb here to get people interested, and then they read the rest here. So this is like my whole life story, I guess you could say, on my Joe McPheen personal brand site. And it is super effective to get people to understand why I do what I do. This is a little bit different of a story. So in this story, I'm going back to, so stories all start with an inflection point in your life. There's almost like, if you think about your life as like major turning point areas that happen, there's like bullet points of your life. Otherwise thought of as almost like, if you think of sideways view of a DNA helix, it would look like bloop, 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 you know, like kind of like that, like a double helix. Where the intersection points are is kind of what I think of as inflection points of my story. So first inflection point that I take them back to here is when I started moving on the journey of becoming an online entrepreneur. I didn't start at when I was born. I didn't start when I was 14. I didn't start this story. I didn't start when I graduated college and became an entrepreneur, because I started a business that wasn't really truly information marketing, you know, out of college. I start where my experience begins to be relevant. So the reason that I'm doing this is I'm beginning where the user is. I'm meeting my ideal student where they're at. So my ideal student is, really baffled at how to reach more people online effectively. So I go back to my story where I was baffled at how to reach more people effectively. So if you're, again, same example, fitness instructor, go back to a time when you were unhealthy or fat, or you had no idea what to do with your nutrition, or you had, meet the user where they're at and start your story from there and just tell your hero's journey of how you got there. So my true story is I was helping clients one-on-one and getting them great results as they transitioned out of 9-to-5 jobs, believed in themselves, got clarity on their direction in life, and followed their purpose full time, but I had no real client acquisition strategy. So I just spend hours crafting the perfect post on my personal Facebook or Instagram profile to my limited following with unpredictable results. I avoided systematizing my business because I thought it would be too complicated and distract me too much from the giving of my gifts. So I'm bolding the things that really are going to resonate with my ideal clients, because I know that people tell me all the time in confidence, so I won't say who, but it's a common thing that people reveal to me, like, fuck, just don't systematize things because I think it's too complicated. Digital marketing is just not for me, like tech's not for me, whatever. And it distracts me too much from the giving of my gifts, which is valid. And like, there's nothing wrong with getting a tech person to do it all on your behalf. That's part of the whole staying in the giving of your gifts thing. I happen to be a tech nerd, so I like getting behind the scenes and building it all out. I just like the creative control. I look at it as my art to create sales pages and videos and funnels and all of this stuff. It's like a creative expression for me. So anyways, I'm explaining the way I went wrong, and I'm just being vulnerable and honest about the mistakes that I made. So instead of learning the skills, building the team and support network I needed to move my mission forward, master digital marketing, and reach the people that needed me. I gotta actually change that typo, and reach the people that needed me. I let my business stay stuck at a glass ceiling, dictated by Facebook's finicky algorithms, while less and less people were seeing my organic posts. The stagnation in my brand's momentum caused me to feel like a failure, and my passion for my mission began to wane. It's true. So although I was able to travel around the world to some of the most beautiful places because I worked online, behind the scenes, I wasn't actually enjoying my life much, because I was addicted to caffeine and spent all day on my laptop working a flawed system that made me wake up anxious in survival mode every morning. So I literally had no business model. I want to speak into you very clearly that if you don't have a way by which you can pay to acquire a customer, track how much you paid, and clearly see how much that customer is worth to you, and follow a process of churning people through that, then you don't really have a business. You have, with some cases of I almost said with cases like Tesla, some people aspire to be like the Tesla of their industry, and Tesla's famous because they don't pay for Facebook ads. They do pay for marketing because they pay for commercials and they pay for features everywhere. Like they pay for branding, but they don't pay for advertising, which is a very minor difference. When you're using the inspiration marketing system, you're really just branding in the world with the first way that you reach people. There's no like manipulation tactics. So anyways, advertising done well or marketing done well doesn't feel as icky as some people think, which is why people end up, when they think it's icky, they end up here in hope marketing mode, which creates so much fucking anxiety. It's so ridiculously not worth it to be there when you have an option, an alternative, I should say. Anyways, then one day I decided that I was tired of relying on hope to grow my business, because that's what it is, hope marketing. You're just praying that the algorithms are nice to you, and it's no way to live. You don't make much money that way. You just end up worried and catch a couple clients, and it saves your life. But I decided that it was time to dive headfirst into the digital marketing skills I was missing. I forgot a period there. I'm going to go fix that. I spent thousands of dollars on courses and hundreds of extra hours on YouTube learning how to generate leads online, structure and sell an online program. True story. A lot of money, a lot of time. I then used that knowledge to package the process I used to serve my clients one-on-one into a course. So now I'm telling the beginning of a success story and everything that went into it. And if you spend a lot of money and time getting the result that you're getting, definitely talk about it, because that is part of the reason, part of the selling point of your offering, because you're saving them all that time and money, because you're just shortening the curve for them. I was scared shitless when I was ready to launch it. True. Oh my God. But I swallowed hard, pressed send on the email, and then went to a mastermind retreat in the jungles of Costa Rica for 7 days to hide. Pretty much true. On our last day, when I got Wi-Fi again, I checked my phone on the beach picture below in Punta Mona, Costa Rica, next to my girlfriend Kelly, to find that I had made a sale. Literally, it's an amazing story. I was in Punta Mona, Costa Rica, in southeastern Costa Rica at an eco village for 7 or 8 days, or 6 or 7 days. And checked my phone, and it was like a $297, something like that, $297 or $397 purchase. So not life-changing in the dollar amount, but anyways, I'll tell the story here. My jaw dropped as I started to process what this could mean for the future of my brand. Notice how also, this might be obvious to you, but I'm spacing things out a ton. The reason I'm doing that is because it's way easier for the human eye to read when it's bytes at a time. The more they can read and scroll and read and scroll and read and scroll instead of hit a huge block of text, the more they're going to flow through it, which is important for your conversion rates, because every percentage point counts. Literally 1 percentage point is the difference between, I've seen this in some of our clients, is the difference between, 1 percentage point on the conversion rate of a sales page could be the difference between putting $1 in on Facebook ads and getting $3 out, or putting $1, or so to speak, maybe $2 out, or putting $1 in and not getting enough out on the other side, meaning how much money comes back to you from your funnel to properly pay your bills. So literally, when you have that situation where you can put $1 in and get $3 or $4 out, you can scale to infinity and create as many customers as you want. But when you put $1 in and you don't get past that critical mass point, you can't scale at all, because you're putting your money in a black hole. So every little step here is critically important, and I want you to know that, because it's literally the difference between $1 million funnel over time or a $0 funnel and doubting the shit out of yourself, which is the value of this course. So over the next 2 days, 2 more people bought. Messages started to come in from people who were so grateful for all the content that was helping them step into their confidence and live their purpose in a more meaningful way. Beginning of the success story. Some people even said I changed their life. Over the next week, without any ad spend, the course pulled in about $3,000. True story. It wasn't a life-changing amount of money by any stretch, but the fact that I had just earned $3,000 while playing in a jungle paradise was a life-changing paradigm shift. So now I'm speaking directly to the dream that my customers have, which is going to the jungle, hanging out on the beach, and making $3,000. It was pretty sweet. So then I got hooked. I created a $222 a month paid membership group, which started attracting customers almost immediately, and completely removed my pressure to work with one-on-one clients in order to pay rent or travel, meaning so that I could actually work with the clients I wanted to and stop working with the people who drained the shit out of my energy. The amount of peace of mind I immediately felt from the leverage I had created for myself was liberating, to say the very, very least. From that moment, I was completely sold on the power of digital marketing systems to leverage purpose. I had to learn everything about launching and growing online businesses. I was like following a desire, a compelling desire. So I started my own digital marketing agency called Viral Purpose Media to attain mastery. Moving from advice I learned from Elon Musk's biography, I interviewed and hired the most experienced viral marketing experts I could find to teach me while I employed them to serve our clients through my brand. It's a great biography, by the way, called Tesla, SpaceX, and Elon Musk, and the Quest for a Fantastic Future, or something like that. I completely recommend reading it. In fact, I want to read it again. As the months went on and more ads and viral videos went live, I gained a PhD of knowledge in blah, 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 blah. So if you're, again, the fitness person, you're telling your success story and just talk about when you started to dive in and attain mastery and you learned about nutrition and perfect form and, what YouTube people to follow or not follow and like tracking macros and eating your vegetables and vegan versus keto and, how to work out to remove belly fat and how to, like all of the things, you're stacking all of your value of what you know here. It's almost like a business card. It all began to make sense to me. I was by no stretch an expert in every single detail of those items above, but I knew enough to know how and when they should be used, how to hire someone for the task, and how to assemble a strategy of them all together for my client's brand. So I'm just kind of making it human. Like, look at that huge list of amazing shit. Yeah, and I'm not like an absolute world authority in every single detail of those, but I know enough to get the job done. Soon I was designing successful launches for brands ranging from $250K to $20 million annual revenue, from personal brands to e-commerce, which is true. Fun fact, $250,000 annual revenue was a company called the Longevity Edge. They sell supplements, like longevity supplements for folks like 50 and older. And then the $20 million one is a company that we're actually still working on the launch, which is Love Charm leggings. But it's the perfect t-shirt. So you might see ads coming out about that, depending on when you're watching this. But the annual revenue brand itself is from Love Charm leggings. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you, but Love Charm leggings are sold in CVS and Walgreens and a bunch of different stores like that. And they reached out to us. It was a friend of mine that runs it, actually reached out to us to turn it into a high margin launch. So yeah. Anyways, but our engagements at Viral Purpose Media start at $60,000 to manage a complete viral launch over a 6-month commitment, which is true. And I kept having conversations with my friends who were stuck in the services trap, spending their time chasing the digital dream, who couldn't afford to hire an agency. So I created this program to help you to offer you a more affordable, massive shortcut for entrepreneurs who aren't yet ready to invest $10,000 a month to systematize and launch their brands. I don't want you to have to spend as much time, energy, inner peace, and money as I did to feel the time, financial, and geographic freedom that a systematized online business provides. True. So I packaged all my knowledge into the system provided in the Viral Purpose Accelerator to accelerate you on your journey to let your purpose go viral. So in a nutshell, I have met them with the big question they have in their mind, sided with them, and showed them immediately that this is for them, that I understand them, and then they're in the right place. Clearly explain the problem they're experiencing. Start to explain what they have started to do to solve it. Tell them what their feel free to take notes on all of this. You really should be. Tell them what their belief is, their current belief, which is false. Is what it is. If I could just get somehow more eyeballs on my brand, blah, 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 chasing the digital dream, doing this thing, and then going deep into all of the things that they're doing that's not going to help them right now. Maybe it does in little pieces, bits and pieces, but not knowing how they all come together, So, so telling them why those are bad ideas to just do those things, and not understand the bigger strategy at play. So now I'm speaking to, again, this is a recap, I'm speaking to what's the big fear that they have in their mind. I'm in the coffee shop, you might hear a really loud noise in the background. So they have gotta have their smoothies. So this is the big fear that they have in the back of their mind that they don't tell anybody about. And then I meet them right at that fear and talk about when I was there doing all of the wrong things at that fear, what I was avoiding. And again, like what I was doing wrong, and the truth behind the scenes, like the real pain I was feeling. I wasn't enjoying my life. I was like literally like coffee shop beneath the Eiffel Tower. I was working all day. I barely saw Paris. I was traveling around the world, but I didn't experience shit until online business changed my life. Until the online courses changed my life. And then the pivotal inflection point and what I did that was starting to do the right things. Deciding it was time to start diving headfirst into the digital marketing skills I was missing. If you happened to, this is a really ninja trick, I guess. If your inflection point of what you did that worked for you was like buy a course or join a membership group or hire a coach or whatever, and you're happening to be the course that you want to sell, or be the membership group, or you are the coach that you want them to hire, all the better. Basically, what we're doing behind the scenes is intentionally guiding them to the realization that, shit, this, like, I could really fast track my results by working with this person with whatever thing is here, buying the course, buying the course or the membership group or the group coaching program or whatever. Okay, so here showing them all of the pain that is in front of them if they don't move into the way that I'm offering, whatever that is for you. So again, fitness example, what would you say? Like, I spent so much time in the gym not knowing what I was doing. I wasted all my money on courses that were teaching me all these fad diets, when in reality all I had to do was blah blah blah, intuitive eating or whatever you think. So then what I did, which was move towards whatever methodology I'm teaching in the course, in my case, selling information products, I scared shitless, just a little more human bells and whistles, and then the success story of when it started to work. And then from there, how did I start to, like, maybe you looked in the mirror and you had a six-pack for the first time, like maybe that's your first little bit of success story. Or maybe you looked in the mirror and you realized you loved yourself for the first time because you're proud of yourself for the first time, not the six-pack yet, maybe six packs later. So you get the idea. It's telling the story about succeeding, and then when you really dove into your path of mastery, what did you start to learn? And I would stack that as a business card for yourself. And then basically coming into, at the end, wrapping it into why you turn that all into this program to offer them this result. Offer more affordable, massive shortcut for entrepreneurs who aren't yet ready to invest 10 grand a month to systematize and launch their brands. So basically that's in a nutshell my sales letter. That was long. My sales video, for the most part, goes through that exact same process. But to go get a deeper training on that, check out the Sales Video Mastery training. So again, the stack is very self-explanatory. In ClickFunnels, I'll just show you this real fast. When you're actually, I don't want to touch this one. So I'm going to go back out and I'm going to start just a brand new split test that I'm not actually going to use. I'm going to duplicate page, because this one is pretty much perfect. Well, I think it's perfect. I'll probably run split tests a lot as ads go live, because I'm recording all this before ads go live. Anyways, so going down here, I just want to show you this about how to design this. So let's say you're starting from scratch. So if you're not going to be starting from scratch. Backing up, you're going to be using this template. So clicking on each one of these, each one of these icons, you're going to go up to Advanced, click on right here, and then you're going to start to type in. I kind of like to zoom in. I've got a touchscreen laptop, so I like to zoom in, kind of like have a little fun experience with it. So moon, maybe you're going to connect to your moon cycle if it's a program for women, or maybe car. You're going to learn how to fix your car, or whatever. Whatever the benefits are. So that's how you edit those. This is, let me just kind of back up. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm massively ADD sometimes because I just like to kind of follow my heart in how I do this. So sorry. So when you're doing this guy here, anytime, I'll just go ahead and do a little deep dive in editing this sales page for you. Anytime you want to change what's called a section, row, element. So anytime you want to change an element, which is the blue one inside of element is the orange one inside of a blue row inside of a green section. You can see the things that are lighting up are orange, blue, green. It's kind of nested. There's 3 layers of complexity to ClickFunnels. Anytime you want to change this element, you're going to click the orange settings, and it'll pop up right here, your settings window. And so anytime you want to change the next layer of complexity out, that's going to be this blue window next layer out is going to be your section itself. So this is pretty simple itself. When you click on it, it's also a blue option. So the ones that are bold have turned red because bold color is set to red. It's super simple and straightforward. The font family you select here, font size is here. Make sure that you update your mobile size of your, this is essentially how it shows up on mobile. And the way to check that is right here. So every page, I make sure I go through this and make sure it looks good. Because sometimes you can get like this would be huge on mobile, and so you just click on it nice and easy. And you're like, okay, come on down, mobile size, drop it down. But anyways, going back to the desktop, making sure you go through everything with the mobile way. When you're switching this to your video, I like to use Vimeo. You can use Facebook. I'm sorry, not Facebook. You could use YouTube. However, be cautioned in using YouTube on sales page videos, because they automatically have that link at the top left here, which is sometimes really enticing for people to click on. And that will navigate them to YouTube, which is, maybe you have a great YouTube channel, but like the purpose of the sales page is to drive them through a sales process so that they want to make a purchase. You'll lose sales page conversion rates using YouTube. So what I would do is either use Vimeo, which I talk about in another video, or Wistia. Wistia, it's a free plan. You can do 3 videos, and you can track everything about the video, like see literally when people drop off the video. You can get reports on it. It's amazing. But you can only have 3 until you pay a whole lot for it. But this one, Vimeo, I forget, what is it, like $60 a year or something like that. So it's a little more affordable, but they do max you out at 5 gigabytes a week of uploads. So that's that. When you do have your video, wherever the video is uploaded, Vimeo, YouTube, Wistia, those are really the only 3 I'd recommend using. I don't actually know what Easy Video Suite is or HTML5 video is, so I can't give you advice on that, but I always use Vimeo. Just copy and paste your Vimeo URL, just the link to the video, straight here, and make sure autoplay is on. Okay? This is going to be a button that is going to parallax scroll. Click on Set Action. Whenever you have a button, you can tell what to do. It's going to parallax scroll to, because I did a copy of this, and this is actually a split test. I removed the information from before, so all of these parallax scrolls don't actually work. But what you're going to do is name this section right here by clicking on the green thingo, green gears. Click on Get CSS Info, and then you want to have just signify that it's order form. It should already be in there like that, but just so that you know what's happening, I'll show you. So now, it's already set up. URL scroll order form. So let's see, set action. Scroll to row section on page. Let's see if there's order form right here. Okay, so it's super easy enough. Basically, we're scrolling in a parallax way to row or section, and scroll down until you see order form right there. And the reason I put all the stars is just so it's easier to see in the lineup. And so it's all set up. Okay, cool. Right on. This is just words you change. Just, you kind of change the font size and the color and where you bold and everything like that, just to get just make it engaging, like make the juicier parts highlighted, underlined, bolded. You get the idea. You kind of flow that way. You know all the most important part, which is the mechanics of what you're writing there. If you don't have any branding on it, as long as you have super engaging words because you're telling the story in exactly the way that I told you to tell it, you're going to be good. But this just adds a little extra zap. It helps you justify higher price points. It's quality. It's more beautiful. It makes people feel better about their purchase when you have good branding and all that kind of stuff. So anytime you see a picture that is of me that you don't want, super easy. Go to image right here. These are all the pictures that I've got. Let's say you wanted, I don't know, pick one, but this one. Sorry, but if you don't have any pictures in there already, you're going to click upload, which is pulling something from your computer. I can pick any one of these. Let's say I want to pick this one, open. And then real easy, I just click on it. And then add the image. So now it's there. I switched it. It's all switched. You do the same thing for yours. It's going to be super duper easy. This process used to be way harder. Oh my God. Without like sales funnel software like this, without a template that you have to make it really easy. So to make it really easy to put your own content in, I mean, it used to be way harder. It used to cost tens of thousands of dollars to create stuff like this, and then you'd have to patch it together with all these softwares that stopped working all the time. You had to have like an expensive tech guy managing the process. This is like 10, 15, 20 years ago. Cool. So we have just an icon list. Like if I were you, I would just like backspace and write things in here. Sometimes ClickFunnels gets a little weird when you press enter. Yeah, like for example, I can't go Control Z. So just be tender. Don't erase the whole thing before you're starting writing in there, because ClickFunnels isn't like Microsoft Word level of userability when it comes to creating font and words and the word processor like that. But I mean, it does the job. So get in the habit of always clicking save. Always clicking save. So that covers everything there. And then that brings us down to here where we were before I got super ADD. So we're going to write the main idea of like, if you can wordsmith it down to like 3 or 4 maybe, or like 3 or 4 words, what the benefit is. And then go into a little bit deeper blurb value explanation, but don't like make a huge paragraph. The reason being is I like the aesthetics of icon, short phrase, and then short explanation. Sorry, very burpy. And then short explanation right there. So yeah, it's very, very straightforward. You're just picking whatever icon from the list the way I showed you before. Boom, boom, whoops, boom, boom. Whatever icon from the list that resonates most with you. So, and then add some bonuses. Bonuses are fun. Receive pre-built funnels, connect with the community, live coaching calls, blah, 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 blah. Again, this is a parallax scroll. Set the action. Scroll 2. You want to make sure that you update this for all of your buttons. Just double check that it's actually going to your order form. Cool. So who is it for? So this is a really beautiful, nifty thingy that I created myself. So basically how I did that was I went back out. Let me save it. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Really having fun with you here. You're joining me in my natural habitat while I wait for it to save. It did save. You're joining me in the coffee shop where this is my preferred place to work. This is actually a peach tea, or as they say in Mexico, té. We're in Mexico until 2 days from now, but I have no idea when you're watching this, so you don't know what 2 days from now means. Anyways, paid membership area. Now I'm going to go in here, and this is where you're loading in all of your content. And we're going to get into this in a different video, I believe. Right now I'm just showing you the novelty of a sales page, but to show you how I created that image for the sales page, I'm going to go in there and click preview. So now this is what the inside looks like. So let's say I want to take a screenshot of authentic high conversion sales pages. What's interesting is that this is actually the old sales page that I'm currently, or the old video that I'm currently redoing. So that's funny. So just showing people, oh, I know what I'll do. Viral traffic strategies, and I'll leave that. I'll use the same image to show you how I did that. 1 million organic views on Instagram. So now all I do is just print screen. You can go to PowerPoint. You can use any other editing software if you have like, Photoshop or anything really amazing. I don't have any other really amazing things. I just use PowerPoint because it works. And I'm already paying for it. So shit, if it works and I don't need anything else, why would I pay for more? So check this out. Okay, so now I've got that. Just gonna crop it. And obviously this isn't what I'm going to use for my actual sales page because I'm in it here. We'll see if we can do one of these. Okay, cool. So we've got that image. And so now I'm going to insert picture from this device. And in here, I've got, let me see if I can remember where it is. It is in pictures, and it is in, not thumbnails, stock photos. It is iPad mockup. So I just got this offline. It's a PNG. You can see it's transparent because it shows whatever background is behind it right there, which is pretty gnarly. So you actually get the rounded edge and the shadow over top of something, which makes it look super professional. So I'm just going to right-click on this, send to back. Now put this over top, and then it's just a matter of positioning it right. Maybe you shrink it and you crop it and you do that whole thing that we've all done our whole lives. Cropping. Yep. Yep. See if that works better. Good. So I mean that looks close enough. You obviously could take your own time to make it perfect, but so now I do one of these. Click and make sure I get all of it, just like that. Okay, now that I'm selected to both, I've got both selected, I should say. I right-click and save as picture. And I'm going to have this graphic down below for you. Let me make a note of that. Sometimes I feel like I get really anxious that I say that I'm going to do things and I don't actually do them. So when it comes to these courses, I mean. Oops, stand by. System processing. Cool. Got a note, so you're definitely going to get it. Okay, cool. So I'm going to save this somewhere in my stuff where it makes sense for you to get. Pictures, stock photos. Viral Purpose Accelerator. Actually, I could straight up use this image right here. That's good. I lost my train of thought. See, this is what happens when you do more than one thing at a time. iPad mockup 2. Save it as a PNG. Go back in here. Click funnels. Back out. And here. And here. More of that. So now, boom, boom. So here I won't actually do it because I don't need to, and this is just a demonstration, but see there's actually showing up for some reason. But I would upload the one that I just saved. It's buried in here somewhere. So cool. So anyways, you get the idea exactly how to do that. Do the same for this with the iPad one above, with the laptop one here, and then for the one that is an iPhone, I'm actually going to want to click up here and see the mobile view, preview the mobile view. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on a laptop, I'm on a desktop and I can't do it. So you actually need to go on your your actual phone and look up your sales page at whatever URL you've designated, and yeah, take a screenshot with your phone and then save that somewhere. I use OneNote. You can email it to yourself, however you get it on your computer, and then put it over that phone image. Cool. So here, really self-explanatory. Whatever your curriculum is, you just line it out here, just to help people see that it's something that you're taking seriously. Here, I'm adding the value, and this could be, by the way, this could be selling. You could be selling a membership group here. You could be selling a group program here. You could be selling a what's it called? Online course here, like anything. You could be selling an ebook, for Christ's sake, and anything at all. This could be for an event that you're hosting, and so I want you to know that the process above here is the same for all of those. This right here is going to be specifically for an online course, okay? And then there's another parallax scroll. If I was doing this for real, I would make sure I update that parallax scroll. Oh, by the way, if you want to make the backgrounds a different color, let's say you want green, green. I'll just do like this, or whatever green color you like. So I don't want green, so I'm not doing that. Although I love green, it's just not my brand color. I don't know why red is my brand color, but it always has been. Just kind of felt right, you know how it is? Cool. If you got any instructors or anybody else doing it with you, edify them. When it's just you, it's kind of cool, but when you get other people, it really stacks the value. So just write bios for them or take bios for them off their website or whatever. I highly recommend collaboration because that way they have a vested interest in boosting your program. You have a vested interest in boosting them, and your content gets better. Together everybody achieves more, right? Second grade, they had a painting that said that on my wall. So I already explained the logic behind still have a question and all this stuff. All this is just text. This I created in PowerPoint. Won't get into how to do that right now, but you can probably imagine creating a logo in PowerPoint is just words. And then this is, I think it was Railway font. I forget. But just kind of made them bold and sharp, and then added a line in the middle and bolded the bottom and all that jazz. And I know this might feel boring to you. You might be thinking to yourself, like, God, this is really in the weeds and nitty gritty. Keep in mind, I'm an engineer by training, so I thrive on the boring. I can drink caffeine and just be lost in the weeds, if left to my own devices, because I'm such a tech nerd. So if this isn't your thing, just take this video as a cursory knowledge from a high level and then delegate it. Don't do shit that you don't love to do. The only reason that I'm in all of this is because I see this as art. I literally created this template from scratch. I took the best of 4 or 5 different sales pages that I saw and just crafted this as a work of art because I just fucking love it. But that's just me. Anyways, so you've got here a little mini stack. Excuse me. Talking a lot makes my mouth weird. But that's what I do because I'm an engineer, right? I normally just sit behind my laptop hiding from people. Just kidding. That's a story I tell myself. I'm really personable. I do really, really good inspirational speeches. So it's a mini stack. As right now they're in the middle of a sales process. They're considering paying me $997. So they're like, all right, well, what is this I'm getting again? Okay, this is definitely something I want to do. Sweet, cool. And then they move into billing information. So just kind of reminding them of the value they're getting. Because as my mentor taught me, there's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Let's see if I can pull this up. Maslow hierarchy of needs. Cool. Everybody, when they come into your shop, whether that's in person, a real physical storefront, or that's, in this case, your online program, they are battling their Maslow's hierarchy of needs every step of the way. And so, shit, I did a bad thing. Okay, so they start here, and they basically, their mind or their ego is going to make them cling to physiological needs, which is clinging to, or the ability to survive, right? Safety is right down here as well. My point being, they're not going to separate from their money unless they have a good reason to. You didn't buy this course because you wanted to give me $1,000. You saw it as $10,000 or $20,000 or more dollars worth of value. So you invested in the program. So your job in the sales process is to show them that they're going to get so much of this that it offsets their desire to cling to this. You literally help them climb the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, from physiological needs of I'm hungry and need to sleep and need to fuck and need to all these things, up to safety, which is okay, I want to be fit, I want to have a house, I want to be safe, not killed, and I want to have money, up to love and belonging, which is I want to be surrounded by people that know and love and care about me. I want to be supported, up to esteem, strong self-esteem, feeling really good about myself, feeling accomplished, personal development, blah, 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 to self-actualization, where you're feeling like you're one with everything and you can live your dreams. So the way that I do that, I hadn't actually thought of this, but just because I'm teaching in depth as much as possible to help you get these concepts, the way I do that is to just stack the values so they see that logically it makes sense to move from the money to the value of the thing, but also providing a community that people join when they purchase the course. Also up to, like how good they're going to feel about themselves when they're starting to make all this money and have freedom to travel the world and everything like that. And then self-actualization, because I commonly hint at what people will get in terms of like the peace of mind and the sense of clarity when they're able to travel the world and have as much free time as they want while still impacting giving their gifts. It's like growth and contribution, the last 2 human needs of Tony Robbins' Matrix of the 6 human needs. If you don't know what that is, definitely look that up. It's totally transformed my life. But I don't have time to get in that right now because this video is already getting long. So point being, here, when they see the money number, they're like, oof, fuck, that's a lot of money. And they start thinking like, how do I rationalize that? How do I make it work? So I'm just kind of like helping them up the ladder again by smoothing the shock with a little stack again. So that's basically it. I already told you about the money back guarantee and I already told you about the testimonials. So that's it when I guess I'll stop talking over that. That's basically it when it comes to the sales page. One more thing I'm going to show you is just some good stuff to remember here is in integrations. This is a duplicate split test that I've got going on right now. So I have it integrated on the other one. Make sure you integrate MailChimp so that everybody who purchases on your thing becomes, if it's MailChimp or if it's whatever ActiveCampaign or whatever email client you have connected to your to your ClickFunnels. Make sure you have that connected here just so that everybody who purchases gets on your email list. Also, definitely make sure, this is what I do with every sales page. SEO metadata, you want to edit this to be viral, like whatever the title is. Basically, this is the information that shows up on Google when somebody sees your page on the Google search results, but it's also when you share this page with anybody on social media. This is like first thing they see on social. You can see it updating below, and description of the thing. Just put a couple keywords. I just had ones that kind of pop up. Whoops. Those are actually Kelly's. Entrepreneurship. Whatever, I'll just pick this one. Just a bunch of keywords that I have here. Truth be told, I don't know what that does, but if there's one person throughout the lifetime of this course that finds me on Google on page 5, because I use Facebook for marketing and not Google organic search results. So if I'm on like page 5 and they find the course and they end up buying it because of these keywords, which is what they're for, then like fucking wonderful. But I'm not banking on it. It just takes 5 seconds to write a bunch of keywords that relate to what you do. This is actually an old list. I just keep using it because I'm not sure what it does. So that's a gap in my understanding, but I don't need it to do what I do. So author, write your name. Like Frederick is my beloved. Then pick a social image. So this is also going to be the image that they see when they send it to a friend. Say, let's put me crouching on the thing. Cool. So when somebody sends it on Facebook Messenger to a friend, this is what they'll see. So update that accordingly for yourself. Tracking code. This is where you put in your Facebook pixel. If you haven't yet, watch the training from Marta Dvorkova that is teaching you to do that, or one of the billion ones on YouTube that teach you also how to do that. Custom CSS is something that is basically, I never use this. I don't need to, because that's like custom editing of the design and things like that. If you want to do really funky things with the design, I've never really needed to, because you could do pretty damn good designs without it. So background, if you wanted to, so here I have a white background with some red sections. If you wanted to, you can make a single static background. Say this one, for example. And then everywhere where it's currently white, it would just show in the background in a static way. I elect to have it super duper simple, but you can do whatever you like. It's your design, and cry if you want to. So back up here, the settings one, just going down the list of everything you need to pay attention to. That's it for background. Typography. I never mess with this because I always update the fonts individually. But general, this is really important. Make sure this affiliate badge is on hide, because if you don't, it's going to have the affiliate badge for funnels at the bottom right, which isn't bad because you get affiliate revenue if somebody clicks on it, signs up for ClickFunnels, and you get 30 or 40 bucks a month or whatever. But the proper conversion rate of sales on your course is more important. Ultimately, when you focus your business model, you're going to make more money that way. So show it on search engines, hide the affiliate badge. That's all I need to do here. If you create this page and you want to make future pages in ClickFunnels that are similar to it, or you want to use portions of this page that are similar to it, save it as a template right here. And you can also, if you really like a section, you could save the section itself as a piece. And then in any other funnel, you can click right here. If I were to add a new section, click My Sections. If it was previously saved, any one of these are sections that I've saved before. So confirmation page. It's actually the confirmation of the page that shows up when people buy my course. So deleting that. Right on. So that's settings, and that is it for settings. And so again, don't forget to go to mobile and make sure it all checks out from a mobile perspective. Definitely test it on a phone view. Yeah, I'm going to leave all these changes I made. All right. I'm going to go ahead and delete this immediately because there's actually traffic flowing to this right now. Page variation. Okay, great. So I'm going to look through here with you because this is part of the sales process. So Viral Purpose Tribe Upsell. This is the upsell that shows as soon as somebody buys the order form. So there's two different ways that people flow through my funnel. There's people going straight into the membership group. And then they have the option to purchase the Viral Purpose Accelerator from within the membership group. Or they purchase the Accelerator online course, and then they get a free month and then 50% off forever. So this is just a one-click upsell page. What you're doing here is you're basically just talking them into clicking this for a yes button. I'm sorry, I forgot one thing that's really important. When you have your sales page here, locked and loaded, click on products. Here's where you actually put the thing in that they buy. So here's the Viral Purpose Accelerator. When you click add a product, it takes you to this page. Integrate your Stripe account. If you don't know how to do that, put it on YouTube. Search it on YouTube. It's like 4 minutes. It'll teach you how to do it. It's a one-time purchase. Next. Cost $9.97. One payment of $9.97. This is all super self-explanatory. These are the only parts, by the way, that you need to fill out is what I'm telling you. Product name, minimum price, currency, whatever is the relevant currency of your location. Price display override. So this is actually on the order form right here. What is this display of the price? One payment of $9.97. Viral Purpose Media is when somebody checks their credit card, what it shows up as. Viral Purpose Accelerator online program is the description. Some credit card companies show you a description if you click on it. Very important so you don't get chargebacks or people forgetting they made the purchase and then they report it as fraud. Just fill this out so they know what the hell it is. Order bump. That's something you don't have to worry about on this type of sales page. But if you did choose to have a one-click upsell right before they're about to click on the submit purchase button on your main sales page, the one that I spent all the time walking you through, then you would click this button right here, and it would just put whatever product you're working on, whatever product you're building, as the bump for that product. It's called an order bump, meaning you just bump and you add it onto the order. It's just an easy yes. If they're already a yes to the previous thing, then that's just a way to increase the average cart value. If it's something valuable that you're offering. A way to do that would be for example, my 200 leads in 20 days course, I had the order bump was a sales conversation guide to walk people through how to have a sales conversation authentically and honestly and stuff. So, that's that. So I just want to charge my laptop. It's going to lose you. An hour and, 15 minutes in? It would be a shame. So, plugging you in. Okay, cool. So we want to save and next. I'm just walking you through all the steps here. There's no product variations. It's all the same one. If it's a group program or an online course or a membership group or whatever it is you're selling. And that does not seem to charge my laptop. There's Mexico for you. Anyways, I'll do that later. Okay, so here we have the fulfillment email. I wonder if I should be more professional and not show you the insights of my life like that. But hey, if you're sitting down, and if you ever want to do like an intensive with me and do like a 3-hour drop-in via Zoom or a like we hang out in person, like this is me. I'm not trying at all to be anything different than what I would be on either of those sort of experiences. If you want to do something like that, shoot me an email at joe@joemcveen.com and we can set it all up. But so that's my apologies for being human. Enable fulfillment email. You definitely want a fulfillment email. The only reason you wouldn't want ClickFunnels to send an affiliate email is if you wanted to send it yourself through MailChimp. I find that it's easy for ClickFunnels just to do it. The only downside is it's going to say parentheses notifications. Or it's going to be sending from an email called notifications, which is just how ClickFunnels automatically edits the return address. But it doesn't end up being a big deal. In fact, I find that people open them better. Anyways, so subject line of the email that people get as soon as they buy the thing. Here in the message body, just show them like all of the links to whatever they need to do now that they bought. Like you click this button to make a link. Tell them things like how to create their account, the refund policy, and if they need more help, who they reach out to get help. So that's that. And I'll show you in a minute how to create your account and log into the accelerator. So creating the account, the link that you get here, real quick, I'm just going to duplicate this page. This is a good trick in ClickFunnels. You just duplicate the page, and I'm going to click here, and then I'm back out to where I was before. If I click it one more time, cool. So now I'm up front here. What we want to do, I just forgot a fulfillment page. Oh yeah, so membership access page. I'm sorry, paid membership area. So the membership area, secret sign up URL. I fucking love this thing. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is where people can log in. This link right here, and this is where people can get free access. So if you want to give somebody like free access and they don't ever have to log in, like you want a direct link to the membership area, which I showed you before, this is the link. So how did I have it set up here? Let's see. Create your account to log in or access the accelerator would be this one. So when they're going to log in, I copy it, and I just click this, insert link with that, and then I would paste it in. So super easy. That's how you do that. Next. And there's no follow-up action needed. And there's no shipping because it's an information product. If there is shipping, reach out to me individually. If you're selling a physical product, we can work that stuff out. Probably need a strategic intensive to dive into all the details about that. So yeah, just return to product list. Product is saved. It's not different at all from what it was before. I just walked you through how I made it. So here is a discount one. So this is really, really ninja. Check this out. One second. Just making a note to give you this too. Cool. So Viral Purpose Accelerator, save $500. Edit that. It's the exact same thing, except we have $497 instead of $997. The title says parentheses save 500, and the price display override says 1 times discounted payment of $497. And so that's the only thing that's different. Everything else is exactly the same. All that's happening is they pay $500 less. Currently, that's what I'm running, and it might change by the time you're watching this. But just showing you how I create a promo code like that. What I'm going to do is use the code down below. I just made a note to put it down below. Use the code down below, and here's the ninja thing. Right-click on Edit right here. Copy link address, right? So I'm just going to go here. It's just the open space that I like to use. So that's the regular price. Regular price, promo price. All right, now the promo price, I'm right-clicking, copy link address. This is some ninja shit right here. You're really getting behind the scenes of the good stuff. So notice where the numbers are different right here. 29er, 169er5. 29er8, 2185. Right? Those are the numbers we care about. So click and drag, copy, putting it down below, being very thorough. Click and drag, copy. Going down below, paste. Okay, so keeping those in mind, we go back up here, overview, okay, edit page, settings, tracking code, you want it in the footer. So in the footer, this script is what enables you to offer promo codes, which is really, really, really good to offer because it gives you a lot of power in marketing, like enter promo code such and such to save such and such amount. So the way we do that is by having, again, two products like we showed before. You have two products. One is the regular price, one is the promo price. And when you have this script, it hides the promo price one until they enter the promo code, in my case, purpose, right here. So what I did was, what you're going to do is you're going to take the regular price number from right here, copy it, put it in here, the regular price, or main prod, right? And all you have to do is just drop it right in there. Control V. Okay? And don't get scared by the coding, because as long as you don't touch anything, nothing breaks. So copy this one then. This is the promo price product identifier number. And then you're pasting it right there. And so here, in all uppercase letters, just write whatever you want your promo code to be. In my case, I promise people on the third video of the Viral Purpose Masterclass that if they enter the discount code PURPOSE, they get $500 off. And so what that does, check this out. Super, super cool. So when you go all the way to the bottom here, you can actually enter in uppercase or lowercase purpose, and automatically your order is changed from one discount from it was $9.97 to I'll just get backspace, so it's purpose without the E. It hasn't matched in the algorithm yet. Viral Purpose Accelerator, one-time payment of $9.97. Now I've almost got purpose, and as soon as it matches in the code, purpose. Viral Purpose Accelerator, save 500, one times discounted payment of $4.97, and then in the down here it says one times discount payment of $4.97, save 500. Sweet. So now they're like feeling really empowered. If the system worked as it said it was going to work, this is a really, really cool thing you could use on your programs. So that is that, my friend. Is there anything I said I would show you that I have not showed you? No, I don't think so. That's pretty much it. So yeah, going back out. Okay, I'll just show you one tiny little thing in the masterclass itself. So I'm backing out actually all the way out of the. It doesn't look like it wants to do it. Okay, so here I go to funnels. I got a zillion funnels in here. My archives are full of even more funnels. But 2020 Viral Purpose Masterclass. I'm going to lesson 3. I just want to show you some ninja thing. How I like to offer that $500 discount. Is I edit this. So this is actually a section that, when you click animation right here, fades in after 5 minutes. So only people who hang out on this page for at least 5 minutes. The video is like 30 minutes long, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. But if you hang out here for 5 minutes, you get this drop down and you save $500 on the next page. So I kind of like to reward people doing the right stuff. So I'll go through this entire Viral Purpose Masterclass a different time for you on a different video, because this is already an hour and a half long. So God bless you for staying through it. I've lost pieces of my voice already, but hopefully that walks you through the sales page secrets of everything that I know about selling an information product when it comes to a sales funnel, a marketing funnel. And it's an extremely, extremely, extremely valuable skill to have when you've got it. And if you haven't already, I love to buy domains through Namecheap. Looks like this, Namecheap, because what you're going to do when you're adding a domain is you're going to need to add a domain. I called mine viralpurposeaccelerator.com, which I don't need to demonstrate right now. It's viralpurposeaccelerator.com. Click on domains here, and when you're ready to add a domain, add a new domain. Register a new domain. Actually, if you're a brand new ClickFunnels user, you'll get a free domain. So just choose a domain through ClickFunnels, and you don't have to pay for it. And they actually renew it every year indefinitely, which is pretty sweet. Add your own domain. Use an existing domain. www. Use whatever it is. I'll just write Viral Purpose Masterclass Accelerator. Add domain. Okay, so this step right here is really important. When you go into Namecheap, J McPhee, to make your, whoopsie, gotta love hacking your own account. She does. She got us. Stop and plug my laptop in soon. ViralPurposeAccelerator.com. So you're going to go into manage. Once you've bought it, actually go through the buying process by clicking domain here, domain name search, and go through the buying process. Then go to your dashboard to find where I just was to get your domain, and then make sure you go to advanced DNS, and then you just want these two right here. Okay, so the first one's going to be a CNAME record. It's when you first create the domain, it's going to say parking.namecheap.com or something like that. You want to change it to make sure it says CNAME record, www here for host. So type CNAME record, which is I think automatic, but if it's not, make sure it says that. Host should say www. Value should say target.clickfunnels.com. It'll automatically add the period, but it's no big deal. And then TTL, switch it to automatic. Okay, and then this URL redirect record. Here, make it @ and then http://www.viralpurposeaccelerator.com. Basically, all that does is when somebody types in viralpurposeaccelerator.com, you don't get an error screen. It just automatically forwards you to the www version of it with the HTTP and all that secure internet shit. So that is that. All of this is about setting up email stuff, which you don't need to do. But once you've done this step right here, and I totally recommend Namecheap if you're using a different platform, I can't help you in this video. If you've done that step, you click this and said, whoa, ClickFunnels farted. Okay, so we're going back over here. Sometimes that happens. Back to domains. If you've done that step, then you go then when you're here, well, it already had it set up. So anyways, when you've done that step, then you get one of those listings. Viral Purpose Accelerator becomes in the list. Then in the default page, click expand and select of all of the different pages that you have inside of your funnel. You probably have, if you're brand new to ClickFunnels, you'll have less than that. But click where people go in your funnel, which step of the funnel they go, and they type in your thing. It's just going to be the first step, so the order form, VSL for the sales page. But for whatever funnel you're using is going to be different. And then the only other thing you have to do here is click expand here. And there's going to be a button that says enable. I believe it's an orange button that says enable right here. You click enable, and then you click whatever's over here, like yes or go or verify or something like that. And then this is a weird part of ClickFunnels, but you like wait 4 minutes, and then refresh the page, and then click expand again right here. And then there's a button that says check now. And click check now, and then here you're going to get a success. Your domain is now secure. And all that means is you get a little lock up here, and you have a https://:www. That S makes it more secure. It makes it so you don't get error messages when people go to it, and it says like, warning, hackers might try to steal your information and stuff. So if you take shortcuts building the funnel, you end up losing traffic that way. Just make sure it's secure so nobody loses their information, which is very important, very, very important for sales pages like this, because no matter where they are, everything's secure. So that's how to set it up right. And then one last thing, I've told you one last thing a zillion times here, but this is all super important stuff to tie it up at the end. So feel free to come back to this training a ton. So we're here in the Viral Purpose Accelerator, and we want to make sure that we're going to settings. And then just for thoroughness sake, make sure the domain here is selecting the drop-down selects the domain that you actually want after you've gone through the steps I just explained to you. So that is that. There's another training that's going to talk to you about the Facebook tracking code and how to set that up properly. Make sure your Stripe account is listed here. And when you want to make a test purchase, everything's set. Let's say the design is all totally done. You want to make a test purchase. You click test mode on. Click. I'm going to turn it off immediately because I want real sales through here. And then when you go to preview your page, just like this, I'm going to click save. Even though I didn't change anything. Just feel good about it. So now, preview page, if you're in test mode, on the top left, it's going to say a number that you would enter for the order form here for the card number, and it'll charge a fake number, and what's that saying? It'll charge a fake number. Charge a fake card. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, my brain is frying a little bit. It'll charge a fake card, and but it'll still proceed with the order purchase. So you can see if there's any hiccups. You can make sure your confirmation email is sent properly. You can move into your next order bump. Your upsell, your first upsell, and make sure that all is smooth. So give yourself some time to do this right. Treat it as art. Like don't force yourself through it. This whole building of the whole sales page, pulling together your testimonials, writing your sales letter, filming your sales video, like all of that stuff, like treat it as art, like this is your expression that's going to put yourself in front of a lot of people. And just kind of, make sure you do it right. Don't like crazy overdo it, but put your best foot forward because it's your brand. This is your contribution to humanity. And I personally like to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward. So that's it, my friend. I love you dearly. I hope this has been extremely freaking valuable for you. It's been fun for me to, I'll go back out like this. It's been fun for me to dive into it with you. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next video, whichever one that is, whatever flow you're on.